So I have a problem not understanding what's going on. We're in a basement now.
The whole time we were in a labyrinth under the castle. It was always a basement.
We just beat the two bosses, right? And then
Yeah,
that lady joined us.
Yeah, they were at the center of the labyrinth, which was underneath the castle. Yeah.
Okay, I thought we was at another point in the story. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. It's fine. No. The door that sealed us in was blown open by Epitaph. Because remember, Epitaph has the magic sword.
Hmm. I do remember that he has the sword now, but I didn't remember the door opening.
The coveted golden
she blew it
sword.
open like right at the end. I have to erase all this horse shit, but it's all tiny individual lines. It's taking forever.
I can help.
But so regardless, you all would exit. Epitaph would wince because it has been some time since I have seen the sunlight. I am unaccustomed to it. But regardless, I only have passing knowledge of your quest from the brief amount of time I was able to scan the mind of that wizard.
Hey, that's me.
Regardless, it seems that no matter which direction we go, it is, I believe the phrase is a catch-22, is what is said recently. If we head to the manor to confront the being that I believe is known as Rook, that still leaves the fact that even if we have a weapon that can kill her, we have no means of stopping her soul, and she'll always know where we are. If we destroy the artifact that lets her know where we are, then she'll obviously know that's where we are. She'll still be able to trace us.
Catch-22 of what?
I don't know. I just thought that was a phrase. It was in the wizard's mind. He'd know if anything.
You overestimate some of my general knowledge, perhaps.
That's valid.
Or you might be really bad at blackjack.
That is true. I've never won a game of blackjack.
Regardless, if we destroy the relic that allows her to see, then she'll know that's where we went because she'll be unable to have that magic sight, and she'll just assume that's where we are. And we'll be left there without any means of truly harming her.
Well, what if we go there and we take the object and we store it somewhere else so she goes there?
Well, she doesn't currently have the ability to see through Dragonborn eyes at the moment, right?
True, but if when she awakens, she still lacks that sight, she'll know that the thing that grants it to her was destroyed, and immediately go there.
But if we're already gone from there, wouldn't that be an advantage?
From what I can tell, we're already on borrowed time, banking on getting even more time than we even anticipated in order to move a relic that we might not be able to move in the first place. Seems like a risky proposition.
How much time do you think we got?
I don't have the faintest idea.
Days, hours, weeks?
I think I think Soul told us like about 2 weeks.
Well, why don't we just fly there?
No, Soul said like a week maximum.
A week maximum. How much time has passed?
About 2 days.
Why don't we just fly there?
Flying there might not be an option, given the weather.
Actually, that might be an option. Because I can summon giant fucking birds.
And regardless, we don't even know the nature of the artifact. It could be something that is immobile.
I think destroying her ability to see us first to be the greatest opportunity that we have.
I think no matter what, if we don't have enough of her artifacts destroyed by the time her chains time are up, no matter what, I think we're going to want to have her ability to see through the eyes of Dragonborn destroyed. First and foremost, because if she knows exactly where we are when time is up, we're screwed anyway.
But perhaps that could be used to our advantage. If we find one of the two ways to deal with her in combat, either through the weapon that this rook has, or by traveling to the monastery and getting that magic scroll, getting that magic scroll you had
Hi, Alex.
translated,
Hi.
then perhaps,
What's wrong?
even if she knows where we are, she won't be able to contend with us.
So, we just paid off.
No offense, Tower, but as long as you're here, she'll
What is-
be
what
able
is
to know exactly where.
What is that audio?
It's not for
Are
me.
you serious? And we look at
I heard someone
Yeah.
say,
I'm
"Are
hearing
you
some-
serious?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
the tabletop audio channel.
Yeah, I don't. It sounds like it's
Just now?
Nikki in the background.
Well, Biden so far has just paused student loan payments and put interest rate at 0%. But it's a precursor. It's probably going to happen.
Hey, Chev.
Hey, Chev.
We had said no about it quite recently.
Oh, I think it was talking to us.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out. That's confusing. I know. So.
Chev,
Chev probably
Chevy.
can't hear it.
Oh,
Sorry,
I used.
I
Yeah,
heard you
it's
guys
okay,
say my
I
name.
we could hear your conversation through the tabletop audio bot, but I server muted it.
Oh, sorry, my bad. My wife came in.
Oh, that's fine. I figured as much.
so Louis was saying,
Yeah.
no offense, Tower, but as long as you're with us, and I'd much rather you stay with us because your power is demonstrably great. As long as you're here with us, she'll know exactly where we are as soon as her chain's time is up.
While that is true, what the smart one is saying is that if we have a way to deal with her when she knows where we are, we can deal with her then, even temporarily, and buy enough time that way. That
Yeah,
might
but
be
she-
a safer option.
But if she knows where we are, she also knows our plans. So we can't really plan anything without her knowing.
we literally we can for right now because she doesn't know what's going on. So we want to use the time we have now to get things set up so that way when she tries to come to us, we just,
Forgive me for saying this, but I do believe we might be thinking about this too hard. There's too many unknowns to properly plan. We might
I'd
just
rather
to
have
make a
more-
decision.
There's too many
I'd rather have
unknowns. Let's just flip a damn coin.
I'd rather have more time to plan than less time to plan.
I do still think we might have a good chance to deceive Rook. After all, like I discussed with you earlier, Tower, I don't know if I discussed it with the others. I think I actually talked with Tower when everyone's
Yeah, you did.
already went to bed.
It's not
So-
a bad plan, but the man's a snake. He might see right through you. It's definitely a risky proposition.
It takes a snake to deceive a snake. And hello, folks.
Yeah, we got a fucking king cobra here.
You know, I hate to say it, but you're absolutely right.
I
Look.
know. Thank you, though.
So we've got either deceive one of the smartest and best con men in the entire world for a weapon that might hurt Funeral. We've got infiltrate a place we know that she's got one of her strongest generals garrisoned in order to attempt to destroy something that might take away her sight but leave us completely unarmed against her. Or travel through a city occupied by the single most dangerous being alive on the plane in order to maybe climb to the top of a monastery that might be there where people who might know the ancient language that may allow us to cast a spell that may defeat her. Is anybody else starting to lose hope a little bit?
I never had hope. I had confidence.
I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to seal that door and I'm going to leave you down here.
And I'll get out. It's fine.
Anyways, as much of a snake as Rook may be, for sure, even the most dastardly snake, if they have reason to believe that the predator is standing right over them, even that snake would reconsider, right? I mean, after all, the only thing that Rook fears, I imagine, must be Funeral herself. And
the only problem I see with oh, sorry.
And if the only thing that Rook fears is Funeral, Then what of evidence that we defeated Funeral already? We have Tower here. Tower would not leave his post if Funeral wasn't still around. Rook would assume.
It's a dangerous
The
game.
problem I see with this plan is, why would he believe we want the weapon if we've already dispatched Funeral?
More importantly, if he sees through us, we've got a gigantic, unkillable monster with unknown magical powers that's probably just going to swallow us whole and make us live in his stomach purgatory for the rest of eternity.
Stomachs are nothing. I've been in those before.
Does anyone have a gate spell handy? Because we could attempt the Rook deception, and if it doesn't work and things are going south, we could just teleport out, hypothetically, right?
I don't have any types of teleportation spells like that on hand. I could probably work one out, but it would take me days, probably.
I have Misty Step, but that's only good for about 30 feet or so.
Hey, why don't you create an illusion of Funeral?
I could do that. I did fool Funeral with the whole Shamson dragon.
What would that accomplish?
Well, she could say, "Step aside, jackass. We're coming through."
Yeah, we could actually. That's not a bad idea. We could deceive Rook into
Disguise
believing.
myself as Funeral.
Yeah, and
I have a feeling you'd be a little less than convincing.
Well, let's give it a go. I kind of want to see this.
I don't know.
Well,
I am
perhaps.
cocky enough to be Funeral.
That's fair.
Well, perhaps. I mean, again, with Tower here, we could also convincingly present ourselves as working for Funeral as well. And we need that sword to dispose of it or something.
That's true. Rook tends to keep to himself. He likely doesn't even know that a grand game's going on right now. He might assume that it's a hell of a gamble. Wait a minute.
Every direction is a hell of a gamble.
Tower looks at Epitaph. I might have just had an idea.
Is it though lock in the air?
The girl here looks and sounds exactly like she did those years ago. Rook's as old as Funeral. Maybe we disguise Epitaph as Funeral and have her get us through. Remember, the brain in there is still Funeral's, and because of how minds work, she can access. I think if all that gobbledygook you said earlier is rattling around in my brain right, you can access all the memories she had when she was alive. That is true, yes. So, we go to Rook. She's dressed as Funeral. We're all working for her, and we say that it's time to collect this thing.
Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
What should we say that we're doing with the weapon?
Polishing it.
Well, Epitaph says, well, if it's the weapon I'm thinking of, it would have been something she gave to Rook some time ago. If it's the weapon I'm thinking of, it's one half of a powerful ancient weapon. How familiar are you all with warlocks?
Can I make a roll just for how well I know warlocks?
Make an Arcana check, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a different breed of magic caster. That's a 12.
You know what a warlock is, champ.
I know what a warlock is.
That's a 21.
Yeah. You would be intimately familiar with most warlocks then. Perhaps you've heard of a type of warlock called a hexblade. It's a rather unique type where they've bound themselves to a living weapon, and it is a source of their power.
What good does half a weapon do us?
Well...
if it's a bound warlock, or if it's bound to a warlock, however,
this weapon
even half a weapon can be quite powerful.
This particular one is special. This one, I believe, is a hexen. Hexen are people who used to be warlocks, but were consumed by their the weapons they were holding. Consumed them, basically took them as their own physical forms. As it turns out, one of the heroes of legend was one of these hexen.
I
But
didn't even know weapons could get hungry.
yeah, if anything, I think swords get thirsty for blood. Eh? Eh?
I usually assume that's not literal.
Sometimes it's literal. Regardless, the weapon in question was separated from its spiritual core, but it still likely possesses a lot of its power. And without this spiritual core, while the weapon will lack a lot of its magical power, it should still be an extremely powerful relic bound to soul magic, and could likely hurt Funeral in a distinct way. Why else would she throw it away? As for what she did with the core, I have no idea, but within that core is sealed away something very dangerous, so it's probably good that we don't have it.
One more for hurting Funeral.
Is Chev super quiet for anyone else too?
Is who quiet?
Chev?
No, Chev's plenty loud for me. You might have turned him down.
No, he's at only 95% for me.
Oh, Chev, should I unmute the tabletop audio bot, by the way? I, server muted it.
Oh, no, I already did.
Okay.
Oh, I turned down the tabletop audio. When, Chev's.
Yeah. But, so it looks like we have a plan then. Well, I'll need to know what Funeral looks like. Wizard, come here again.
Yes?
She's gonna put her hand on your forehead. Do you resist at all?
No.
Alright. There's just a moment, and she's like, okay. And Epitaph now looks exactly the way Funeral did. This illusion magic is rather advanced, but I should be able to hold it long enough. It's not very taxing on my reserves.
Should we change our appearance at all so we look the part as her lackeys?
Not particularly.
I mean, Tower, you already are one of her lackeys. No offense, so you don't have to change your appearance at all.
I know you Southerners might not understand this, but we're kind of a bandit cult. There's not really a uniform.
Well, perhaps no, but maybe you have some sort of symbol that's worn somewhere on the person or something like that.
There is no symbol, there is only Funeral. Funeral is the symbol, in essence.
Fair enough.
If we have Funeral with us, we don't need a symbol.
True, I was just wondering if we could hedge our bets and be as convincing as possible.
We're as convincing as we're going to get because we have Tower and Funeral with us.
So, shall we depart?
Sounds like a
We
plan.
do waste time here now that we have a plan. Let's go.
How are we getting there? We're gonna fly?
Well, I have the fly spell, but I don't know if I can cast it for everyone.
It would be about a 2 days walk. We could probably cut it down to 1 day if we found a way for all of us to fly across the terrain. But even then, with how unreliable the weather is, it might not be safe.
Fly. Do you touch a willing creature?
Fly is only 10 minutes anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a
What
sec.
if we had like a big woolly mammoth we could sit on top and he can just run us there?
That would still require foot travel. It's not going to last very long. Conjure animals lasts an hour.
We also already used our woolly mammoth.
So I can at least vaguely speed us up for maybe 3 hours.
So we might have to just travel on foot and save our energy.
I think, doesn't someone here have Longstrider? I remember that being used.
Could make us faster, yes, on foot.
I don't think it was me, was it?
I don't think
Those
that would be as helpful as it could
Yeah,
be.
Longstrider
but
doesn't last very long.
Oh.
Longstrider's also just an hour.
Dang. I remember someone had cast it. I thought it was 8 hours.
Long Strider EX.
Director's cut.
It's Long Strider XR.
So it looks like we're
Extended
walking.
release.
I guess so.
Could we just run?
I mean, if you want to run for a full day, sure. I'll give you 2 levels of exhaustion at the end of it, and you're not going to be any further, but be my guest. It's just a hike through the snow, guys. You're making it a little too complicated.
Also, you literally have someone whose specialty is hiking through the snow.
Oh, let's speed walk. I heard that that's quite fun.
I swear to God.
Just everybody doing the fucking Putin walk meme.
Everyone's doing the Putin walk meme, except the person who has a Russian accent who's just walking like a normal fucking person. Like, I don't know what's wrong with you people.
Okay, so everybody's just walking then?
Guess so.
So, like other times, there's not really anything amongst the frozen wastes. So you make it about a day's worth of traveling and you sit down for camp.
I will say, difficult terrain is literally not a problem at all for our party, so...
You do not need to worry about watch. I do not require sleep in this form, it seems. So you may all rest fully.
That's a good thing, because you have to guard that sword he has against our wizard.
Even if, while the wizard might be able to handle it, he would be lifting it without any power.
Oh, he just wants the gold.
I hate to say it, but you're right.
You know what? I'm starting
I
to
should at
relate
least
to
get
you more
points
and
for being
more.
honest. What was that?
I said, you know what? I'm starting to relate to you more and more, old man.
Hey, at least I'm being honest. That should come for something, right?
Honesty is one thing, sure. But honesty does not a pure man make. You'll meet plenty of honest devils out there.
We've already met one, I think.
Oh yes, you've met... Oh yes, I remember Abigor. He was a fun man.
Wasn't very fun, but I remember him.
I imagine
he was a bit of a downer.
I imagine 1,500 years on a funeral service would break anyone's spirit. And if
Are we
it
starting a
didn't,
fire?
I guess there's a fire.
Okay.
I imagine if it didn't manage to break one's spirit, then that would be a larger problem than anything.
Well, the longer we sit around this fire, the more time we waste.
Yes, you should rest.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
Louis gonna go to sleep clutching his golden staff.
Morning will come. As impatient as you are, human.
Is Locke a human?
I think,
Yeah.
I think everybody, I think Louis and Locke are both pure humans.
Oh.
I'm not human.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought Locke was like a halfling. For some reason.
Yeah, I got halfling vibes for a while, but no, he's just a human. I checked his character sheet recently.
Yeah, humans are the only ones with that kind of ego. Halflings are too short to have an ego. Not enough space. Too compact.
I do imagine Locke is kind of short, though.
Signed a person, everyone
Yeah,
when I ask them what race I am, is either says I'm a halfling or a gnome.
So I always thought that Locke was like the rich race. Like the overconfident, rich person's child race.
Oh yeah, that's humans.
Leaf is just a very tired fox, man.
So
You know,
None of-
humans, the worst parts of elves and dwarves combined.
yep, nothing happens in the night. So in the morning, you all are. I
Is
won't
this a
say
long?
prompted awake. I won't say prompted awake, but
Is this a long rest?
yeah, it's a long rest. It's an overnight rest.
Yeah, get my spell slots back.
So everybody is waking up.
Assuming the DM didn't kill me in my sleep for, crimes against
Nah, not yet. Anyway,
whatever.
we'll get to that point. Trust me. I've never been a rocks fall and characters die kind of DM. I'll threaten
Oh,
it,
I
but it's
know.
mostly a joke.
I'm just making jokes. And waiting for
Uh,
that thing we discussed.
Back in the day, we weren't a rocks fall kind of people because rocks fall hadn't been invented yet. We were fire-breathing ant people.
I'm pretty sure falling rocks have existed for as long as there have been rocks.
I was about to
things
say.
for things to fall off of.
I mean, like in D&D terminology, we weren't a rocks falling people for a while. For a little bit there were other methods that people used, like
No, my
spike pit.
fuck it
'cause it
button.
was a
My fuck it
reference.
button is Doom Portal. I'm just like, okay, portal opens up, demons.
Fair enough.
All right, fucking 6 barons of hell, 3 marauders. They're all possessed. Die.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, depending on how you define falling rocks has been a thing since the first asteroids in the universe.
Yeah,
Yes, but I'm
we are all
talking-
falling rocks.
But
It'd
I'm
be
talking
great if you actually
specifically
had that
about, like,
encounter
the
built
D&D
out
usage
already.
of it.
Yeah, it's happening right now.
Yeah, fucking roll for initiative. 6 marauders. Hope you got your ballista ready.
To be fair, back in the day, rocks. The trick was that you take 100 points of fire damage instantly, and considering level 1 wizards could sometimes just occur with 1 hit point and nothing else.
That's 100
and there
failed
were no
death saves, gamer.
You were just fuck you, bitch.
Anyway,
All right,
it's morning now.
Alright, everyone roll a con save to see if you die of dysentery.
Yeah, roll a shit your pants save. Don't actually do that. As you awaken, everybody's kind of, it's morning. Epitaph is levitating. Just in a cross-legged levitating position.
I'm gonna go ahead and check my my gold to see if the wizard didn't steal it.
I like gold, but I'm not a thief.
It's just sleep theft. Your gold is untouched.
Okay.
By the way, question.
Yes.
Epitaph is levitating, you said?
Yeah.
Is that a spell?
No.
Okay.
She can just do that.
She ate at Taco Bell.
I'm pretty sure we would smell it if she did.
That's the trick. That's the trick. That's the one trick they don't want you to know about. Methane is a propellant.
Anyway.
So I'm guessing everybody's suiting up and getting ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I chose to allow you all to wake up naturally, as I figured that interrupting your REM sleep cycles would only serve to further fatigue you. Do not worry, it is still early in the morning.
What?
Are you what now?
It's too early in the morning for languages I don't understand.
I agree with Knuckled here.
Yeah,
So
I didn't...
Locke's gonna look at Rum and speak to him in Giant and say, "You're big enough. Do you understand this one?" But
And then-
in Giant.
And then back, Rum would say,
Indeed I do.
An epitaph would say in Giant, there's no need to antagonize the man.
Just hear in Giant,
Antagonize
why are we
what?
talking in Giant?
You must not have met me. That's hardly antagonistic.
When this is over, I think I might study you.
Oh, this you open them up
I
and
think
study
that
real
might be a
good.
Are we
mistake.
going to dissect him? I would like to help.
That would not be a mistake. I'm kidding. I think.
Are we done threatening each other's lives now? Can we get going?
I like
Oh.
everyone else. It is only him.
I only say that stuff in jest, and Locke knows it, I'm sure.
I have read your mind. You are not joking.
Can I roll if I'm joking?
The DM has spoken.
roll for jokes.
Roll
Just
for
roll for joke.
You know what? Fuck it. Give me a jester roll.
You all find that hilarious.
It's a deception save.
That's the middle of the road. That's a 10.
that is no. You are not joking. Because you would have had to roll there to have deceived the god of knowledge probing your brain, so you probably needed a little better than a 10.
Can I do a perception check to make sure we're not being followed?
If you sure.
If we were being followed, I think they would have gotten to us while we were sleeping.
Only got a 10.
Yeah. You don't sense anything like following you. There are distant there are distant powerful magical presences, but you chalk that up to the various powerful magical presences within the valley itself.
What's the weather like?
It's
Snowy.
very light snowy. It's pretty clear. It's just kind of lightly snowing. Not very windy. Pretty featureless in most directions at this point. You're kind of in the dead center of the valley.
Yeah, I'm imagining
It will-
not being as cold, but I'm imagining like essentially we're walking through Antarctica, but with like mountains distance.
Yeah.
I will warn
Kurt
you
Russell's
to be
there.
careful. There may be holes in the ground. If an area of snow looks a little weird, do not walk on it. The big concern is that sometimes light snow will just kind of stick to other light snow, and then it'll kind of look like there's snow there, but there's nothing there. There's just a hole, and it goes down like 30 feet.
Oh yeah, the holes.
Oh, so you're saying that Locke should go first?
Yes.
They used to push rookies down there for fun back in the day.
You should not.
They were expendable.
Hey
Who
DM.
gives a shit? They're Black Scale Clan.
Hey DM.
Yeah?
May I roll for penguin? I'd like to see if I see a penguin.
You don't see a penguin.
Darn.
On the right climate for a penguin, technically.
Penguins aren't native to Lumiere regardless.
You automatically roll the
Right.
1. You go
No,
blind.
dinosaurs aren't native to Lumiere, but penguins could be.
You roll a 1, you don't see a penguin, it's a walrus, it charges you, roll for initiative.
Fuck Horker attacks. There's a book about this.
So we're just continuing on to the manor?
I assume so.
Yep.
Okay, roll for seal.
Shut the fuck up, Bunsen.
I was gonna ask you what the hell you're gonna seal, but then I figured out you're talking about the animal.
Rose on a crit.
What? I didn't even understand what you said.
Baby. Bunsen, you're a baby.
Fucking, have you not seen fucking Batman Returns?
I'm not much of a superhero person.
That was in Batman Returns!
I've just now realized that the two younger people in this Discord call have never heard Seal as a musician properly, and I just realized that's a thing we're doing the next time we're driving.
I fucking heard Seal as a musician. That song is just in Batman Returns.
Have you heard anything he's done other than that?
I have not.
Uh-huh.
But I know that was a Seal song.
Anyway, let's fucking go to the
Alright,
color
we're
map.
fucking... So, as you're traveling towards the west, you find that the weather is slowly getting worse. Visibility is getting worse, etc., etc.
Do we see Sonic around anywhere?
I'm going to kill every last one of you.
Did we lose someone?
Do we enter retro Resident Evil game? Is there that thick of fog?
You're getting close to one, actually. I think, no joke. You approach what looks like a cliff face with a narrow entrance.
Cliff face. Is this a mansion?
Do you peer through the opening?
Unless someone stops me.
Are there any lights on?
There's a pair of torches on the around the opening that are like swirling around, and within within you can like kind of see light from within the opening. Like it's dim light, but it's there.
Yeah, unless someone stops me, I would peek
Well,
in.
these
Yeah.
torches are lit, so someone's been here not too long ago.
Within the gap, you would see the one that the weather doesn't seem to breach through this gap. That within this small, looks almost like a canyon, you can see natural light filtering in from the top, and nestled within it, down a small road lit with torches, is a large, fanciful-looking house. Definitely not northern architecture.
Do I get the impression it has some sort of like pocket dimension dealio?
No, it doesn't look magical or anything. It's just a fucking house.
Oh, the way that you described it, I thought you said like it wasn't. It like it was different weather inside, like it was a different place.
Well, it's kind of like a small ravine, like within the cliff face. It's like you can
How
enter
big
through
is
this
the
little
house?
crack. You can enter.
Okay.
It's pretty big. It's like imagine a Walmart.
No, okay.
It's like vaguely Walmart sized on the outside, and the windows inside are lit.
That's a pretty good unit of measurement. How many Walmarts big is it?
It's about one Walmart.
Is it a Walmart or is it a super Walmart?
Super Walmart, big boy. There is a garden section. Fuck you.
Anyway, I think this is our place.
Yeah, that's it, all right. I've seen it a couple of times, but I've never dared to go inside.
Well, why not? I mean, aside from the whole having to guard the devil thing.
I don't know. It's just look at it. It's so out of place. There's something wrong with it.
It looks cozy to me.
Yeah, that fat bastard doesn't leave it.
For context, Louis himself lives in a tower that also happens to be in like a snowy place. So he finds any buildings in snowy places like possibly quite comforting and comfortable. Perhaps even reminds him a bit of his own tower.
So I take it that this is the place we're going?
Seems like it, yeah.
I remember a figure that would be described like this Rook lived in a smaller place. It appears that it might be the same person. They've just gone through different names as time has gone on.
What was the last name, Bishop or Pawn?
Well, imagine if it is chess, then with chess what you do is you get the pawn to the other side and then you get another piece back. So it was probably pawn, if anything.
No.
Well, if you promote a pawn, surely you'd want to turn it into a queen, right?
The man I knew was only known as the Grifter. He wasn't a man of any relative power. He was just simply another member of simply another member of the espionage troupe that Funeral was a part of back in her youth. One of her more trusted fellow members. It seems that he's managed to live as long as she had. My mother was a rogue. Did you know that?
Good for you.
We have much in common, then.
I can tell without reading your mind that you have more in common than you'd ever know.
And at that, I'm gonna call out, in Draconic. Grifter, your boss is here.
By the way, just super quick, I like to imagine that when Epitaph read Louis' mind, 90% of what Epitaph heard was gold, 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 gold. Just repeating the word gold.
It's just she reads his mind, and it's just that one bit from the Austin Powers movie. Just I love gold.
Oh no.
So when you do that, he's. So I'm imagining at this point we've walked towards the door. When you do that,
Yeah.
you just hear from the other side. What? Oh, that. Oh man, I must be in deep shit if this happened. And so the door opens, the door swings open, and you see this horrible looking nightmare man. He's in a suit and he's in a very nice looking suit. He doesn't seem to be wearing pants. And he's got a very small hat upon his big fat head. And he's
Is it a
got
bowler?
No, it's like a tiny little top hat.
Of course it is.
And he's got a cigar between two of he's got 3 fingers and he's got a cigar between his 2 non-thumb fingers. Ah, I do be seeing that funeral has arrived. I was worried I'd lost sensation of your abilities, but I do see that you are here now safe and sound. And what's this? You brought the boy. I haven't seen you since, well, I don't want to talk about the last time I saw you, but hey, you're looking valuable. What's that armor made of, boy? Anyway, which one are you called? It wasn't her.
No, that would have been me.
Ah, a human up here, and standing next to her. You don't say another word, you're not important anymore. Funeral? Why do you got humans up here? You running another game of yours?
I'm glad Rook said that, because if Rook didn't stop paying attention to Locke immediately, I'm pretty sure this is where we lose Locke.
Yes, Epitaph is now doing her best funeral impression. Yes,
Sorry, Grifter. I take orders only from funeral, not from you.
Halfway through your sentence, I cover your mouth with my hand.
Oh, don't be like
Right,
that.
so
Let
you
me
just
let me hear what the boy has to say. I'm curious. I'm curious. Do go on. Do go on, boy. I want to hear what someone that's enough of a important person to know what my name used to be, but it's also somehow not important enough for me to have known before this moment, has decided to say. I want this knowledge. I want this knowledge because it's something very, very much I could held over Funeral's head, and it'd be very funny to me. And I want to hear what you have to say, but I want to hear it.
I'll stop covering his mouth, but could I also roll insight on how genuine he is in saying that?
Sure.
I don't know if he actually means that, or if he's saying that like, oh, do keep talking and mess up if this is not the real deal. I rolled a 10.
You can tell that there's certainly something behind his words, but you're not sure what.
all I was saying is that I take orders from none but funeral.
You see, that's
So, until funeral tells me not another word, you have nothing over me.
Oh, then it's that easy? Then not another word, you impotent dipshit.
Was that funeral then?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't know it was that easy. I probably should have just asked him. I'm glad to provide my wisdom once again, my lady. He gives a curt little bow. And the gut that's hanging out from under his shirt kind of touches the floor. He's like, ah, damn it. Tuck this back in here. I really ought to find a tailor that'll make me something that fits. Then again, there's nothing in the world that'd fit me. Anyway, what brings you back down here? I had a feeling the ascension wasn't for a couple of days. I thought I could relax, have a nice cigar. Couple of looters wandered in a couple of days, still working on them in the back. You want a piece? I've still got some lying around. Any of you want some? I don't know. What's your opinion? It's what's the bird ones? Not like you. The bigger ones, the aracocras, those. You fry them just right. The wings are crispy. It's beautiful. Makes for a nice gumbo. Any of you want any of that?
I'm good, thank you.
I'll admit it's an acquired taste.
As an aside, I hate to point it out if it's going to be negative for me, but does he make any remark or interest in my golden staff?
Nah, he hasn't looked at it yet.
Okay.
So Locke's just gonna gesture that he'd take some Aarakocra.
Oh, cool. Regardless, come in from the cold, boys. And take that damn armor off inside. It's impolite, boy. Tower shrugs and just dispels his magic armor.
We will, with slight hesitance, enter.
So are we all entering?
I'm gonna enter when Funeral does.
Yep.
Yeah.
Funeral would.
Yeah.
Epitaph would look back and hesitantly nod to follow. I'm not going to draw any of this because I don't want to. But so we're just going to have to use our imaginations for it.
Can you just look up a Walmart and then put that up there?
He just lives at a Walmart.
Why do you think he has so much money? Has to spend so little on the goods.
Yeah, he saves a lot of money by abusing his employees and not allowing them to unionize. This part of the show is sponsored by not Walmart.
Yeah,
Part of
instead
the show
we're
definitely
sponsored by Target.
Amazon.
I was gonna say Target.
So
not actually
inside,
sponsored. Lawyers, please do not sue.
You see what could generously be described as decadent place. Everything is accented with gold. There's a lot of accents of fish. There's a lot of just fish fucking everywhere. Oh, okay, PJ didn't like that. There's just fish fucking everywhere. Gold accents.
What kind of place is this guy?
So it's an ocean. There's fish fucking everywhere.
Fish-shaped lamps. There's a fish-shaped carpet. This man's got a thing for fish, it seems like. But everything is very expensive looking. There's a grand staircase, and he leads you into what appears to be a dining room. This is
a lot of gold. I've never seen so much.
Well, yes, I pride myself on the lucrative business ventures I am able to make with my, shall we say, negotiative abilities. Unlike, and please take this in stride, my lady, unlike Funeral, I do not rely on the barbarism of a bandit cult in order to get what I need. I am the softer side of our organization, willing to work with those who don't mind the hit to their reputation in order to get what they truly desire.
How close am I to Epitaph?
Am
I close enough to whisper something?
You're close enough to whisper something, but the room is definitely small enough to where you'd need to make a stealth check for Rook not to hear it.
Do not. Okay, so I don't have messaging, but I do have minor illusion. Could I cast a minor illusion to display a message in a position that briefly display a message that only Epitaph could read?
You would still need a stealth check to do it in a way that Rook wouldn't notice.
Oh.
Anyway, the boy here said that he wanted some. Hold on a minute. Where's the machine? The machine! And from one of the side doors, you would see a very elegant-looking construct come out holding a tray with a big steaming bowl on it. This little device I got from one of our earlier ventures one of the earlier ventures that Funeral ever went on when you went with that magician man, Tarkus. That was his name, right? What did you do to that? Oh, you put him in the book, didn't you? I remember now. That was class. I remember that. You imprisoned the bastard in a damn spell book. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my entire life.
Turned him into a book.
A spell book. Funniest shit I've ever seen.
Glad we're on the same page, Bryn.
Big reveal, Morty. Turn myself into a pickle.
Spell break.
So upon seeing him bring in food, I spin around 3 times to the right, 3 times to the left. I do a little dance, and I give him a candle.
Well, that is interesting. Oh, this is interesting. He eats the candle.
I was about to joke that he eats the candle.
I'll have to remember where I stored that in there. That was a very nice gesture, little. What's your name, little one?
Mimic.
I like you. Stick around for a minute.
All right.
Locke, the construct sets the bowl at a place at the table and gestures for you. But yeah, there was a library full of these things. They were all controlled by something, but I just took one. They didn't notice. Took a while to figure out how it worked, but now I've got a little servant. Don't have a name for it yet, but I'll think of one. It's only been 1,500 years. I've got time.
Locke's gonna sit at the table, and what check would you want for checking out that the food is in fact safe? Short of
Give me
For a
either
second.
nature. Give me nature or survival. Your choice. Are they the
For a
same?
second, I thought-
save? I'm not sure.
I'll do survival.
For a second, I thought you said a roll to make sure you didn't choke on a bone.
So that's a 14.
You can tell that there's definitely nothing that he didn't describe. This looks like a fairly normal bowl of gumbo. It's just got something that was once a living sapient human being in it, or bird being in it.
DM.
Yes.
Outside the game, this construct that you described, would we as players recognize it as a Teth from Corvin?
No. What it is if you remember back in Lumiere when you went into the library at the start of
that's
Lumiere
the Corvin.
Upper, yeah, those things. Yes, it is one of those.
Oh, neat. And also, as much as I'd love to make it seem like I totally remembered off the top of my head, I had to check my notes.
But yeah, it is one of those.
Neat.
If I remember correctly, we actually left him there, didn't we? At that library. You put him back there. That was funny. Didn't that girl of yours take a shine to that library? Yes, she did. Shame about what you did to her. I have to admit, I wouldn't have done that myself. Yes, it was indeed quite uncharacteristic of me. Regardless, why don't we get down to why you're here? You usually don't just show up for a visit, although I wish you did. I do enjoy seeing my old friend's face every now and then. It's years between visits now. You look different every time. You're looking quite spry this time, though. I will say. Ah, yes. Locke, do tell him why we are here.
So this will be like between bites of the gumbo.
Yeah.
There's a group out there that's looking to attempt to unseat our boss from her rightful spot. We need the weapon so that they can't get to it.
You need a weapon? No, you need the weapon.
The weapon.
Oh, you need Jack's sickle, don't you? That's what you need. What'd you do with Jack, anyway? I hid it somewhere. Frankly, I can't remember. Well, where the hell did I put Jack's sickle? You see him like shaking his stomach a little bit. I don't know that it's even in there. Might have put it somewhere.
Do we know anything about the weapon, like what it is?
No.
Okay, because I was wondering, like, if it being a sickle matches with whatever we might have known about it already.
Well,
no.
We did know it belonged to Jack, though.
Well, we do now, apparently.
You did tell them about Jack, right?
I don't
Ornery
think you
fucker.
have.
No, I chose to leave that part of the conversation out. I was hoping that you'd just have it on hand. My mistake. Jack was one of the heroes. Heroes, I say in quotation marks, because what those bastards did to us, I don't think I'll forget anytime soon. But Jack was the worst of all of them. Claimed to be a cleric, but what he did was he was one of those death domain boys, one of those people who were obsessed with serving death. But this bastard took it a little far. He got so powerful and so reverent of death that he killed death herself. I think his goal was to try to replace her as death or something. But once he did that, it fucked a lot of shit up. We had to imprison him into his own weapon. Thankfully, he was one of them hexen bastards, so it wasn't that hard to do. But separated him from the weapon. You put that stone of his. I don't know. I'm willing to bet it's in that court of yours somewhere. You probably got it in a drawer or something. And then I took the scythe and I did eat it. Damn it! Well, someone's gonna have to go in there and look for it.
Locke, I choose you.
We knew it was going
Actually-
to come to this.
Wouldn't it be more pertinent to send someone who actually knows how to track things?
If you're volunteering, by all means, Leaf.
Oh, by the way, boy, since you're allowing yourself to talk now because you appear to be an impotent child who doesn't know how to have any manners, how is the gumbo, by the way? It's a new recipe I'm trying.
Ah, little gamey, but delicious.
That's more than fair. That's something I can work on. Cooking has been the thing I've taken to in a lot of this time, as you can probably guess.
I hear you can remove some gaminess by marinating in alcohol. Consider that as an option. You see him tying a rope to himself at this point, like.
Out of curiosity, have you tried black pudding?
Can't say that I have. Anyway,
Well, at least it wouldn't waste the blood.
now, I can't just send you in there. There has to be... It's magical, okay? There has to be some... paperwork. Thankfully, I carry something on my person for just such an occasion. He pulls out a rolled up piece of parchment.
I like to imagine a comically large parchment.
No, it's actually normal size, so it looks kind of small between his big stubby fingers.
Oh.
He sets it on the table and slides it towards Leaf. Don't worry about any of the fine print stuff. I can't write small enough to write fine print anyway.
Do you mind if we read the fine print?
Go ahead and read it, if you desire. It's not important, it's mostly just jargon. My abilities, my magic, as I'm sure your boss has told you, is tied to bartering. So if I want to use my magic in a way that isn't just brutally consuming something I desire, it involves making some kind of deal.
I would like to roll for reading the fine print.
I guess that's an insight? Insight or investigation, I guess.
I think insight might be a better pick, honestly. Just because insight usually deals with like lying and telling the truth.
Man, I so wish it was investigation because it's a -1 against the +8.
I'll let you roll investigation since you're kind of like seeing if there is any like you're reading the contract trying to see if there's loopholes or fine print or something. So I'll let you roll investigation.
Okay. That is a 25.
Ooh. Okay, so you read the contract, and the contract is basically saying that the contractor is allowing the contractee to explore the fabulous the fabulous riches within his own realm, his own pocket realm. But as a cost, the person delving can only take what is agreed upon from there, and must leave something in return as collateral damage, something of equal value.
What could possibly be equal value to that? I don't
Rock.
actually say that. I'm just thinking.
Oh.
So, if I'm reading this right, so the contract requires that we take only that which is agreed upon, and we must leave something of equivalent value. Is
It's
that
all
right?
it's for collateral purposes. It's all legal stuff.
Well, what I'm concerned about is what could be equal value to a one-of-a-kind object.
Well, this particular object isn't very powerful. It's more something that can't realistically. It doesn't have much worth without its other half, so it probably isn't going to take much. It'll be an intuitive thing. The contract will bind whoever signs it magically.
Could you give us some sort of idea of a ballpark similar objects that you think would suffice?
Well, I wouldn't know until the contract is signed, otherwise the spell isn't in effect. You see the issue here, this magic stuff is a bit... dense.
Leaf is just going to look at them, and then look at the contract and just sign it.
Excellent. Give me a Constitution save, honey.
Ooh. Where in the hell are my d20s? Hello? 11.
Alright, you find yourself unable to move.
Cool.
Alright, now, don't struggle. A long tongue slithers out of his gigantic open mouth and starts to move towards Leaf.
As the long tongue comes out, Locke's gonna clap Leaf on the shoulder and say, "Go quickly." That's gonna be a casting of Longstrider.
Alright.
Okay, and as you do that, I'm gonna need dexterity saves from both Locke and Mimic.
Ah,
That's a 26.
That's pretty good.
so
You said dexterity, right? 10.
Yeah, dexterity, a 10. Okay, so the tongue rapidly lashes out, and not only does it wrap around Leaf, it also manages to wrap around Mimic, dragging them both into the gullet and... always nice to get a little extra for the road.
Sure. Would we be able to get a friend back as well?
Oh, you don't need to worry about that. I don't think you'll be getting much back at all.
Can I take a look at the contract again, if there's something I missed?
Sure.
Is this another investigation check?
Yeah, you can do an investigation check.
He just fucking ate him?
That's a 13.
You didn't notice anything different, but the contract is now glowing.
Oh.
What in the hell just happened?
Your friend signed the
what just-
contract.
What just happened is somebody who's not under contract is in there now and could probably just take freely.
If the little thing can get out, which it can't. No, there's no escape from in there. That's the part of the contract. You see, you didn't think about it hard enough. You have to leave something of equal worth to me. And nothing's equal to anything I have because I have it, and it's mine. You played the game badly, fellas. And might I add, the deception was a little droll. You basically just dressed up a corpse in a suit. Frankly, I didn't believe you for a minute, but I did humor you a little bit. So, specifically though, you've got something. And he points at Locke. You've got something I want.
Yeah?
Is it his body?
It's on his
And what
body.
might that be, Rook?
It's on his body, but I wouldn't mind taking the whole thing. You've got the missing piece to Jack's weapon.
Well,
it's the
yeah.
you feel the swirled stone in your pocket glow somewhat.
Well, then it seems we're at an impasse, because what I want, you won't give up, and what you want, I won't give up.
You see, that's where you're wrong, because I lied earlier. I'm not above barbarism. And you're looking mighty tasty, boy.
This is where you say everyone roll initiative, right?
No, this is where we cut to Leaf and Mimic.
Oh.
What?
So you two wake up, you're both a little moist, but you find yourself sitting on top of a big pile of gold coins.
Oh,
Leaf is
good.
just going to climb down off of the pile of gold coins and start looking.
You're
around.
not gonna find that. The floor is gold coins.
Oh, good, great. Then Leaf is going to start looking around for whatever the fuck.
There's various valuable things sticking up and out of the thing.
Leaf is going to be smart, shift, and then start looking around like a normal fucking fox man.
So as far as we can see,
movement speed.
so as far as we can see, it's all gold.
As far as you can see, the floor is nothing but gold coins. Some of them look ancient, but sticking out of the gold coins are occasionally things that look like magical items.
I'm going for the perception check. Okay. Please die.
I am going to take a handful of gold coins and toss them in each direction as far as I can, and listen real closely to see if I hit more gold coins.
19.
Okay.
Do they hear us in there as we're talking outside, or at least do they hear him when he talks?
No, they don't. When you throw the coins, you hear them rattle against other gold coins, some of which you threw out of view, because there's like a slight kind of like fog. For that perception check, while you don't seem to see anything that resembles that, you do see countless powerful-looking magical weapons sticking out of the floor. From swords to axes to... Well, you wouldn't know what a chainsaw looks like, but that definitely looks like a chainsaw.
I'm gonna take what looks like a chainsaw.
You take it, and you're holding it awkwardly by the handles. You can't really figure out high or low of how this thing works. You could roll an investigation check if you wanted to, but... But...
You're not under contract. I don't care what you touch. For some reason, you're here with me. I have to actually be worried about that, because if it turns out this is like that storybook that I read one time that like humans had, where it's like the big lion cave and you go into it and you touch the thing you're not supposed to touch, and then you like it just fills, I guess, with lava. I don't know. I'd rather that not happen.
But what that 19 in perception also lets you hear is you hear shifting coins.
Arabian Night begins.
That's 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, we hear you.
Alright, so what'd you say? I can do what now?
You could roll investigation if you want to try to use the chainsaw.
Investigation.
Mimic. Stay quiet.
Alright, that's 11.
I want to listen and see what direction
you can't figure
it
this
is.
shit out. It's basically just kind of a heavy piece of metal.
I want to see if I can listen in on what direction it is.
It seems to be coming from a few different directions.
Mimic?
But the closest one, when you turn to it, you see an emaciated-looking man in armor.
Mimic, we are not alone.
Oh, who else is here? You think it might be that Jack fellow?
Jackie's inside of the stupid thing. So probably not. He's going to then silently gesture at the emaciated man in armor.
Oh, I have a question. Is it a light issue that we're having problems with seeing far?
No, it's just like there's kind of like a soupy fog that it like seems to like clear around you. It's almost magical seeming. Where, okay, it's basically fucking draw distance. Okay, imagine.
Okay,
that.
do we need a light?
No.
Okay.
It seems to be well lit enough.
Please do not cast light. I'd rather stay hidden.
Okay.
If you want, you may try to talk to the emaciated man, but I am going to stay low and quiet and continue to keep my nose to the ground.
In this place?
No, it's all imagination.
Doesn't seem like imagination. Up, Rainbow left again. And Rainbow's back.
Yeah, this tablet's really working out.
No, that's my phone. I had to. Sorry about that, guys. Apparently, I can't join the stream in 2 different places. On 2 different devices.
No, you can't.
Right, so what are you saying?
Not on the same account.
Yeah.
But, you're looking for something here, aren't you?
Yeah, we're looking for the blade of the jackass.
And you see other emaciated looking kind of ghoulish people like looking for.
Yeah, if you help us, maybe we might be able to get you out.
Out is not a place. We are servants of the aspect of bartering. We serve the one that is now called Rook, and he is the one that we serve.
Okay, well, he signed a contract and he told us that we'd had the blade of the jackass.
Nothing called that exists within my knowledge of this place. Anyone know else what could be within this place? And they all just kind of murmur to each other like that for a minute.
Was there a more specific name for this leaf of the jackass? I mean, blade of the jackass?
Jackass, I'm going to choke slam you.
Oh, you seek the legendary sickle of the one known as Jack. That does exist here. Unfortunately, it is worthless without the thing that makes it powerful, as it cannot even be removed from the place it is held. It is locked up tight.
Oh, yeah, but, we wanted it, so we made the contract.
The contract was a unfortunate mistake, but perhaps we can assist you in other ways.
No, just give us blade. We don't care if it's worthless.
Very well. And he's going to gesture for the other ones to form something of a hallway in a direction.
You coming, Leaf?
Fine. He just looks very tired at this point. He's like, I don't like this. I only offered so Locke wouldn't put himself in a stupid situation and fuck us over. Like, he looks very tired. He's like,
right.
No, fine.
Back in the not stomach world. So then, boy, what kind of deal are we cracking here? You going to get in willingly, or am I going to have to make some aggressive negotiations?
Well, your maw doesn't scare me. Go on then, open up.
Give me a dex save.
Say- It's a 22.
Alright, he's gonna lash out. He's gonna open his mouth and lash out with his tongue. Do you attempt to dodge?
I attempt to dodge him, like wrapping it around me, but like grab on instead. Go under my terms, basically.
Fair enough. Fair enough. He mutters around his tongue as he just like. Ugh, fuck! What was that? That was. You really traveled with him? That soul was blacker than pitch.
Louis would make some sort of quip if he weren't quite concerned right now.
Anyway, I don't have anything to. Ooh. Hey, what's that staff you got there, boy?
It's nothing important. I'd like to cast Distort Value.
Distort value? What the
Yeah.
fuck is that?
Distort Value, first level
That's like-
illusion.
What do your
Yeah.
prepared spells look like? What the fuck?
Distort Value is a really weird spell, but it's kind of cool.
Oh, dang. You cast a
What
spell on an object no more than 1 foot on a side. The staff is definitely more than a foot.
Yeah, definitely.
Darn. I took it because it was very
No,
much
no, no.
fitting for some... What?
At higher level casts, you can cast it to have more size.
True, but I don't know if I'm willing to spend a 5th level spell slot on this.
Well, you've got an unkillable, magical homunculus of nightmare shaped like a giant catfish barreling down on you, wanting it. So maybe it might be a good idea.
Point taken. I'd like to cast Distort Value on it.
Okay, so what exactly does that do? Does it change the perceived value of it?
You cast a spell on an object no more than blah 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 blah, doubling the object's perceived value by adding illusory flourishes or polish to it, or reducing its perceived value by half with the help of illusory scratches, dents, and other unsightly. Anyone examining the object can ascertain its true value with a successful intelligence investigation check against your spell save DC. The reason I took it is because it's very much fitting for someone who's trying to like transmute or conjure gold.
This? This ain't the real thing. You an enthusiast or something?
You could say that, yes.
He tosses it back at you.
As an aside, whatever he just did, does that count as a spell?
What, eating someone?
It's worth asking. There's clearly some sort of magic involved.
It is magical, but the staff can only copy things that you yourself could also do. That's a facet of his biology. It's not something you could replicate.
Okay. Figure it was worth asking. If it was something.
that's more than fair, but letting you know it was a part of his biology, not something that the staff could replicate.
Okay.
I would love to see you allow that, but the staff would eat them instead of like the wizard.
Then, now that half of your friends are nice and dead, what's up with funeral? Let's have a gentlemanly discussion. I'm feeling a bit of indigestion. Let's have a discussion, shall we? And let's cut to Locke, who is now landed in the land of gold coins and ghoulish butlers. So you find yourself in this land of gold coin floor, with various things sticking out of it, and you hear the stone perk up. Well, it seems like you know a bit more than now, huh?
I do. And I'm hoping that you have some sort of connection to your other half that will help me find it.
Yes, indeed. Oh, look, they're making a line for it. If you'll see a look over there. And if you would look, you would see the line of servants that have made a pathway. Look,
Yeah,
I understand that you now know that I might have been a little extreme in my youth, but trust me, at this point, I have no reason not to further both of our interests. Because right
I'm
now,
sure
I am a
you don't
rock.
want to be part. I'm sure you don't want to be a rock any more than I want to be in this thing's maw.
And if this thing, my old weapon could.
And I know that he will keep you forever.
But more
because I know that he wants you.
More importantly, I have an ability that allows us to exit this pocket dimension rather trivially. How do you think I killed Death? It's not like she lives here.
Excellent. Well, let's go get your other half then. And I'm actually gonna draw the Blade of Misery, just in case, and have it in my hand.
Oh, you are also here. What do you seek within this place?
I seek you said it was a scythe?
Yeah.
I seek Jack's scythe.
Oh, yes, another one looking for this. The master must be hungry today, or there must be a pack of adventurers outside. Either way, we shall assist you the best we can, as it is our duty.
Well, I appreciate the deference. I don't often get shown that.
And you're going to continue down the path?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got half the party inside the stomach, walking towards what could be a relic, and we've got the other half wondering what the fuck is going on inside of a gigantic mansion adorned with fish next to a gigantic catfish monster. So I think that's a pretty good stopping point for today.
Great.
Sounds good.
Sounds good to me.
So, next time on Tales from Lumiere, we're going to go ahead and explore the remainder of the Southern Manor and what might happen after the fact. I didn't have a bit, sorry.
So I was like waiting. Dun, dun,
Goodbye,
Will we
everyone.
ever see the penguins?
Goodbye.
There are no penguins!